it's your boy AJ back again. It's Nets News. Hashtag we go hard. Hashtag Brooklyn together. Make sure you like this video to support the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss any breaking news. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at NetsKingdom711. Don't miss out. So, Nets Nation, coming off that loss to the Mavs, we just didn't have enough offense. Harden didn't have enough help to overpower two great scorers in Luka and KP. Credit to the Mavs coach. He outcoached Steve Nash, double-teamed Harden, and shut down Joe Harris, which is our second scoring option when we don't have Kai or KD. One thing that does worry me is the switch everything defense. Now, this switch everything system won't hurt us now or during the season as much, but it will be something to keep an eye on when in the playoffs or we play a superstar big. I mentioned this before, when we play like a Joel Embiid or a Giannis, a LeBron, Bam Adebayo, we must fight over the screen on those superstar players and stay. Or we hedge and recover on those players, because coaches around the NBA are watching that switch system and will definitely take advantage of it in the playoffs. Or some coaches will take advantage of it during the season, like the Mavs coach did Saturday night. So again, that's something we should look out on. I know the small ball thing is working right now, but it's just a thing to look out for because teams could take advantage and expose that small ball switching. Now let's get into the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are 17-12. They're 5th in the West. The Spurs are the 22nd in offense / scoring, 13th in defense. They're 13th in fast break points. They're 18th in three-point percentage, and they're last in three-pointers made per game. So judging from these stats, y'all probably wondering why are the San Antonio Spurs so good? How? Because how are they 5th in the West? Like how? They don't make a lot of threes. They're towards the bottom of the NBA in offense. They don't really score in the paint. They're 22nd in the NBA and the 22nd in the NBA in points in the paint. The reason why the Spurs are so good is their defense. They're really good defensively. They're 13th in total defense, and in the top 15 in the NBA in limiting opponents' three-pointers. So they're very good on the perimeter. The Spurs are really, really balanced, y'all. They have 8 guys that average double-digit points, so they are a very deep team. Remember how I told you the Suns team is very deep? The Spurs are a very deep team. Like, they have a bunch of guys that can score. When they are healthy, their whole starting 5 averages double-digit points. Then the last reason the Spurs are so good is they have one of the GOAT coaches, Greg Popovich, arguably one of the greatest coaches of all time. He impacts the game with his strategies, mind games, exposing his opponents. He's a genius coach. There was a point where Popovich lost all his superstars, and he still was able to get the Spurs to the playoffs. It's crazy because I think he had like a 22-year playoff run. Is insane. Like, Pop is just one of the GOATs. Like, every time I think the Spurs are not going to make the playoffs, they make the playoffs. It's like they go through injuries, people not playing, but they're always in that mix of the playoff run, and that's due to Popovich's great coaching. You know what I mean? He's just a great coach. He's good at getting a handful of guys and pushing them to their full potential. You know what I mean? It could be anybody. That's what makes a good coach a good coach. Like, you're able to take people who don't have star potential or are not all stars and just take them to a next level and bring them to the playoffs. You know, bring the full potential out of them. That's just how good of a coach Popovich is. Now let's look at the Spurs depth chart. They start Deontay Murray, Derek White, DeMar DeRozan, Keldon Johnson, and Lamarcus Aldridge. Now, I'm not totally sure who's going to start. Popovich is unpredictable. Again, he changes his lineup according to the opponent. He actually brought Aldridge off the bench last game, but as far as we know right now, Rudy Gay, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Derek White are all out because of COVID protocols. I think Rudy Gay caught COVID, so those guys are all out this game. The Spurs are going to be very short-handed according to the sources I've seen on ESPN. Now, off the bench, we must slow down Patty Mills. He's one of the best three-point shooters on the team. He averages about 13 points shooting 40% from 3. He can get very hot. We must be aware of him coming off the bench. And also Lonnie Walker, he's averaging 11 points per game, shooting 36% from 3. He actually starts now. He usually comes off the bench, but he starts now. But we got to be aware of him because he is a very good guard. He stepped in for the Spurs and has been doing a very good job. But I'm gonna focus on the 2 players that can hurt the Nets the most. The number 1 player that can hurt us is on the Spurs is Lamarcus Aldridge, 6'11", averaging 14 points per game, 4 rebounds, shooting 37% from 3. That's really good. Think about that, y'all. He's a big man shooting 38%, about 38% from 3. That's really good. He's just a really good stretch 5, y'all. We just witnessed what Porzingis did to the Nets off the switch. Lamarcus will do the same thing. He's not going to kill us on the boards, but he will expose any small guy that can switch on him. He's great in the post. He's just super smooth. He will back you down, hit you with a turnaround jump shot. He loves to pick and pop and hit that open 3 off a screen. Now, Lamarcus is extremely smooth in the post, y'all. He has excellent touch, great footwork, got long arms. He definitely has an arsenal of moves he will use in the post: sky hooks, turnaround jumpers. You know what I mean? He's a very versatile big man. He can explode offensively if you're not careful. Well, just look at Lamarcus's career high in 2019 against the Thunder. He scored 56 points. A big man scoring 56 is just insane. Like, that just shows you how potent offensively Lamarcus can be. If he starts getting hot, I suggest we double team him off of Demar Derozen. And again, Nash needs to guard Lamarcus with Nicolas, Claxton, or Jeff Green. We cannot switch on Aldridge, y'all. He will take advantage of those little guys who guard him because he's very good in the post. You know what I mean? DJ might have to come off the bench again this game because the Spurs play a small kind of lineup with Lamarcus. He's a stretch 5. Maybe DJ can match up with the bench center, Jakob Poeltl, because he's more of DJ's type of center to guard. So depending on who Popovich starts at center, Nash got to adjust on who to start, you know what I mean? Because Lamarcus will hurt us. I mean, he will hurt us. Like, the issue with Lamarcus, though, is he's not really a good defender. He's not a good defender, y'all. He's not really a good rebounder. So we could attack Lamarcus on the defensive end. He's not, you know what I mean? He's not really the best defender, and he's not good at rebounding. So it's like we could attack him. You know what I mean? We could expose him on that, get him into foul trouble, get him to sit on the bench with fouls. You know what I mean? So hopefully Nash takes advantage of that. Now, the second player that can hurt the Nets is probably, some people will say, is the Spurs' best player, Demar Derozen. He averages about 20 points per game, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, shooting 50% from mid-range and 32% from 3. Think about that, y'all. He's only shooting 32% from 3. Lamarcus Aldridge shoots better from 3 than Demar Derozen. Again, we all know Demar is an all-star capable forward at 6'6". He's just so athletic, long arms. Now, Demar's mid-range is super sharp. He's one of those guys that anything inside from 20 feet in is lethal from that. His pull-up mid-range, his pull-up midi is lethal. He's shooting at about 50% from mid-range. Now, all we know is there's one way to stop Demar, and it's kind of like how you stop Giannis. You turn Demar into a three-point shooter. Demar is really bad at threes, y'all. I don't even think he takes them. He don't even take threes like that. His main goal when he gets the ball is to attack the basket or cross you over and get to his sweet spot from that mid-range top of the key area. He will drain it from there in your face. But if we can create a wall and make Demar shoot threes, we can easily lock him down, y'all. Again, Roberson, Iman Shumpert, Bruce Brown. Nash has plenty of wing guys that can get at Demar Derozen and shut Demar down. He's also a very good passer, so he makes his teammates better. So if Demar doesn't have it going, he will get his teammates great looks. He's really good at that. But again, Demar can't hurt you from outside the three-point line. He's not even gonna take the three, y'all. I watched the game. He had 32 points last game. He didn't even take he barely took a three. All his points are in the paint in that mid-range area. So when Demar comes off this screen, he's gonna look to attack. So whoever is that screener's man just must think, when Demar's about to get screened, just must think drop back, sink back, drop coverage. We gotta play drop coverage against Demar because he's not gonna hit that three. He's gonna attack, y'all. But let me know. That's my little Spurs preview. Let me know how you guys feel about the Spurs. We must limit Demar Derozan's mid-range and paint attempts. He's gonna hurt us from the paint if we're not careful. But again, if we make him a shooter, we can shut him down. And also on Lamarcus, we gotta be careful with Lamarcus. He could expose the Nets if the Nets play small. If the Nets switch guards onto Lamarcus, he will eat all day. And again, he can hurt us from three. He's a very good shooter from the outside. And also, Deontay Murray. I didn't mention Deontay Murray. He's actually a very, very good guard. He's kind of like De'Aaron Fox. He's a speed demon. He is a fast break machine. He's averaging 15 points, but he's really bad from the 3-point line. He doesn't really shoot threes like that. He's not a great shooter yet. You know what I mean? But he can also hurt us. He's a very good guard that could hurt us too. I just didn't mention him because Demar and Lamarcus are the two keys of this team. Deontay Murray is the third piece, but again, he's still developing his game. Now, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about the Spurs. Can we win this game? Kyrie should be playing. Kyrie and Harden should be playing. Let me know if we could do this. Can we bounce back against the Spurs? Again, don't underestimate the Spurs. They are a very good team. They're 4th in the Western Conference, y'all. That's not easy to do. They're a very good team. Don't underestimate them. It's your boy AJ. I'm out.